Um, Level 1, however, does have that abundance of items. It's got 3 items contained within it right off the bat. And since we've got Heart Shuffle on, that means that there could be any 3 items that are located in there, including Heart.
Oh yeah, the favorite is when you find 3 heart containers in level 1 or level... Ooh, and it looks like we have Wizrobes on the overworld.
Ooh, that is a rough start.
I'm not sure what the sprite is on Tetra's side, but it looks like it was Guria's because of the boomerang.
We've got some nasty little pea hats, but they are usually pretty easy to avoid. Tetra heading right into level 7 in the level 3 spot.
So level 7 is not as bad as it is when you're using vanilla dungeon shapes, but it's still a pretty big level. But at least it's not as big as level 6 can tend to be in this
And you never want to have those big dungeons to crawl right off the bat. So we see Leslie Pro heading up on the shore over by Vanilla level 4, heading up toward the Blue Ring shop. So we'll see what's under the Armos Knight up here.
That looks like the cheap meat shop is at the rare shop. Because 57, it's plus or minus 20 on the price, and I believe the vanilla price is 60. So that has to be the cheap.
Tetra finds level 4 at the level 1 spot. Had half a heart going in there, so really took a risk heading right past those red Wizrobes, but makes it in without a problem.
And that's the best feeling in the world when you find a dungeon with half a heart, because that means you can just up A as soon as you go in there and have full health.
Leslie Pro following behind, sees level 7, says maybe not right. And all right, for the first time tonight, name that plot. What is going on in level 4?
I don't even know what to call that other than a cactus.
That definitely has a very strange shape. Florida. It's a great guess.
And it looks like Leslie is probably heading over towards level 6. Or vanilla level 6, we don't know what level it is.
It's more Pole's voices on the overworld. Really not great. Takes quite a few sword slashes to bring him down. Plus, don't forget we have that plus or 2 HP shuffle in this for enemies as well.
Right, but I'd rather see the Pole's voice on the overworld, because that means you don't have to kill. Although they are able to screen scroll better than most players, so that can be annoying.
They will take any excuse to make your movement difficult.
Yeah, them and Wizrobes on the overworld, they both cheat and screen scroll like
Tetra finds.
God.
Oh, Tetra finds a leave your max bombs or your money and decides to opt out of that room.
Yeah, that old man set up in a bad spot. Nobody's gonna pay him. Ooh, we got level 2 at vanilla 6.
So as far as what these runners are looking for, you can find 3 items each in levels 1 and 8, and then the rest of the levels in between will have 2 items.
That's correct, and level 8 will have 2 of the 3 items in staircases, while level 1 will only have 1 in a staircase. Level 2 will only have 2 items on the floor, because unless it's a split dungeon, you will never find a staircase. Got lots of dark nuts in level 2, it looks like.
Leslie's found all those blue lagoons from Vanilla Legend of Zelda and just finding them all in level 2.
And Wandering Keeper asked, was that a ladder block for Tetra? I did not catch it, so I wasn't sure. I was looking at Leslie's.
Trail's asking, are these Week 5 qualifier flags? Yes, indeed. The bracket flags used for this tournament will be the same flags as used in Week 5 qualifier. And unless I'm mistaken, Tetra has just found the any key.
Yep, that's
In
indeed
level
what it is,
4.
based on the A up on the HUD. And it looks like level 2 is segmented. Wonder if it's one or more segments.
Ooh, and those keys are not going down without a fight. And Leslie is greeted by even more blue dark nuts as Tetra picks up the power bracelet again in level.
There's our first Triforce pickup by Tetra at level 4. She's got both items and the Triforce, so she won't have to come back.
Those efficient dungeons where, just as Chad's mentioning, you find both items very near to the Triforce means you don't have to do a whole lot of.
Yep. Did Leslie pick up any items in level?
I didn't see any. Of course, we didn't hear any since we are using Tetra's audio, but I did not notice Leslie picking up any items.
Ooh, and our Armos item is actually in a different location today. Let's see which location it's gonna be. That is the small secret, so that's gonna be the Armos item closest to the coast, down in the forest by Vanilla.
That is correct, and that small secret, rolling down.
Actually, that was rolled up. Vanilla small secret is 10.
Oh, you're totally right. Oof, nasty smattering of Pole's voices here. Tetra heads into level 2, again at our vanilla level 6 location, and Leslie picks up that coast, well, South Shore heart.
And we'll try and get the tracker fixed. It sounds like the identifiers on our end are mixed up, so we have it marked wrong, but we'll get that fixed shortly.
Leslie finds the Armos item there, which is the wooden boomerang. Decides to pick that up.
GGE would be happy with that one.
I can neither confirm nor deny the value of the wooden boomerang. Ooh, no one loves blue wizard in the overworld, least of all right before you get to a dungeon, so Leslie takes a death on the overworld.
Most people would actually prefer wizards on the overworld, I believe, because that means you don't have to battle them inside the dungeons.
That's a very fair point. Once you start picking up some armor and additional heart containers too, it's make your job a little bit easier.
Right. But one thing I've found is the best ideal overworld enemies to make the dungeons easier is have wizards, lionels, and darknuts all on the overworld. So then you don't have to battle any of them inside the dungeon.
Just a nice bomb pickup for Leslie, and Tetra takes on this really nasty Gleeon happening here in level 2.
And I like how she's taking advantage of the doorway. I believe it's only the right doorway. You can stand at the very edge, and it will allow you to fire without getting hit by the fireballs, but I believe the heads of Gleeok can still hit you.
The chances are pretty low, I think, but especially when you've got low hearts, low health, that's a great strategy for taking down those enemies. So Leslie decides they're going back into level 7.
Yep, that's what I was just about to say, is it looks like Leslie's going back to 7.
The seed looks like it's heavy with Gleeoks today, so let's see, we do a block clip down the staircase into the transport that will take us to another part of level 7. Really not surprising, I think, that level 7 is segmented since it's got 33 rooms. Pure fun.
It's normally 33 rooms, but in Shapes dungeons it may not actually be. But it is still annoying to have segmented level 7, because that means now you have extra staircases in your... But actually there's no guarantee it's segmented, because there's always at least one staircase in level 7.
Gleeok for Leslie.
Looks like Tetra's going for one of the take enemies and taking a heart. Probably trying to get close to enough to be able to go try the white sword item, because we haven't seen what that is yet as far as I'm... And I see we have a fun thing. We have Keist that rolled high. That is never fun as a runner.
Not at all. Yep, we've yet to see our runners make their way up to the northeast corner of the map to find that white sword item.
There really is an overabundance of Gleeoks in this seed so far.
And Trenton in the chat asks, what items will be required with these flags? To defeat Ganon, the runners must find the bow and the silver arrows, absolutely necessary. In order to get to the level 7 spot, you need the recorder, you need the raft for level 4, and generally what we do see also is the use of the ladder, because statistically you're going to get a dungeon where that's needed. Plus, if the coast item is required, then you'll need to fill the ladder in any case. So the power bracelet, not necessarily required, but it can sometimes make your travel a little bit easier.
And we have a recorder on the floor in level 7.
Oh, that's a very nice find early in this race.
Which that now opens up the vanilla level 7 location, which that's just ironic. You find a recorder in 7 to get to the vanilla 7 location.
And thanks, chat, for confirming you also do need a candle in order to burn the bow that gets you into the vanilla level 8 location.
And for those of you in chat, name that tune, because I didn't recognize it.
Our coast item looks like it's just a heart container, which is useful but not critical. Tetra, since they do not have the ladder, will back out of there.
And that being a heart container, unless they end up needing one more to get like the white sword item or something after having the ladder, we'll probably never see that item again. And our bombs are actually on the cheap side. They're not really cheap, but they are less than vanilla, which vanilla bombs are...
Giving you guys another chance in chat. Name that tune.
And Seagriff, it'd be hard to tell the difference because if I remember correctly, the Z1 recorder and the SMB3 recorder are the same sound. So it looks like people are saying it's Prince Ali from Aladdin.
Sounds good to me. And Leslie Pro hits into level 7 vanilla spot and finds level 5. So that's Prince Ali again. Opens up the lake.
And we got White Sword in level 5.
That is a nice addition to combat. Does 2 points of damage. Should mean that taking enemies down will be a little bit easier.
I am not sure what that was that Tetra just picked up.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
It looks like it was... Oh, that was the flute. No.
In level 7, yeah, that would be the recorder again.
Yeah, that was the recorder. I was trying to remember where it is on the HUD. And what Leslie was just dealing with is not always fun. The ropes were looking like they were starting to blend in with the background. That can make it hard to see them sometimes, but all of a sudden you get...
The palette swap in these can sometimes be quite difficult to tell apart.
Although my favorite is always when the bow blends in, because you don't realize it's there and you're wondering, well, what did I just pick?
Oh, especially if you get an orange dungeon, forget about it. Tetra unfortunately taking a death there in the room with the keys and fireballs and bullet match.
And Tetra making good use of that wooden boomerang. Even though it's not the better one, at least she's making good use of it. And that's also where our Triforce is.
Oof. Leslie Pro hits the NSU room without a ladder, which means movement is very limited. You can get bottlenecked in there and unfortunately gets one too many hits from. So Tetra's about to check out the vanilla. There's a large secret here, so let's see what that rolled.
Ooh, that's a nice large secret, 117. Vanilla is 100, so that's 17 higher, which is all. So we got some good money so far. And now we got both runners in level 5, so I assume Tetra's going to find her white sword here. Yep, there's the white sword. So now they're going to be on even footing again in terms of combat power, since the white sword does 2 damage.
This is going to make taking these like a little bit easier, which is I'm sure Tetra is definitely looking for.
And Fury brings up a good point in chat. If nothing else, the white sword one-shots the keys, making it more likely you won't take damage from them. Which is always nice when you have plus HP keys to not have to worry about having to hit them more than once.
Absolutely, and anything you can do to reduce any kind of residual damage from things flying around. Oh, we've got the bow in level 5, it seems.
apparently we missed the bow on the floor.
Speaking
And
of it
it
blending
was
in,
apparently not one that we can see.
I knew my eyes were getting bad, but I didn't know it was there already. So that is a massive combat advantage for Leslie Pro once they pick up some arrows, either the wooden arrows bought from a shop or the silver. So 5, absolutely containing the white sword, containing the bow, is a really smart offensive move.
And to answer the question in chat, all these matchups are best of 3. Yes, they were all best of 3, and it is a single elimination tournament. So now it'll be interesting to see where I was going to say where Leslie is heading, but unfortunately takes a death there as I try to.
Look like sort of in the level 2 direction.
Did any of them manage to get into the level 2 location yet, or did the Wizards kill them both times? Every time they.
I don't think we've seen that successful entry yet, so we'll need to. Hopefully, with a bit more combat advantage, they should be okay to take down those blue Wizrobes or deflect them, but.
And as Irish Alex just said in chat, Leslie does need to get into 4 though, because he just had to leave 5 due to a key block, and level 4 of course has the any.
So that's just one quick dive into vanilla level 1 location to find that any key.
Wonder if Leslie is heading up north to check the white sword item and what's in vanilla 5. Or maybe he's going for the left.
So Leslie's on their way up to check the big secret. Open this hidden spot.
Now maybe he'll stop and grab the letter on his way past. Or maybe he'll just head straight to 5. My guess is that he went for that large secret. He's probably planning to buy the blue.
Sounds like a reasonable assumption to me, and having a little bit of extra cash there can never. Ooh, gets taken down on the overworld.
And I did see the bow on the floor this time. And of course the map is ladder blocked in 5. That's always.
Shapes are both cruel and unusual.
And I think we are ladder blocked from the Triforce in 5, so once they find the ladder, they'll have to come back. Both runners at. And our blue ring is vanilla 250, so at least they know it's an easy amount to go for. But the arrows, I think the arrows went up, and Tetra grabbed wood arrows, so if there would turn out to be a Goma block, she's set for dealing with it. I think Tetra is setting up for money-making game manipulation.
Aha, that makes a lot of sense.
Because the screen one left to start is a money-making game. I don't really know much about how the manipulation works, but I know it involves resetting a.
I've seen it in action, but I am with you there. I certainly could not tell you the mechanics behind it. I feel that people are pretty divided. Team left, team middle, team right, whichever one you...
And meanwhile, it looks like Leslie is heading up to Vanilla 5. I don't know if he stopped to check for the white sword, what the white sword item was or not, but I missed it. But Vanilla 5 is level 6.
Not a bad find. Immediately ladder blocked from that key, which is not good news for Leslie, who did not pick up the any key.
But thankfully already has the recorder, so he's able to deal with this dig dogger that's blocking his path.
Uses the wooden boomerang to stun it and continues digging through level 6.
If I had to guess, I think Tetra was trying to set up the money-making game to try and get Blue Ring. But it looks like after a couple fails, she decided it's a better route to go somewhere.
It can be lucrative if it pays off, but you also have to, if you spend a lot of time doing that, it does give your opponent a chance to really cover some ground.
Yeah, and as far as the timing, I have a feeling the length of the community hint is what's throwing the timing off on. And of course, level 6 first staircase we find is not the item, but a transport. It's almost always that way in shape.
We can only dream of finding the item first.
And I would say Tetra is going for Blue Ring based on all the money that she's grabbing now. So she's already 235, and we know Blue Ring is 250.
And with this secret, Tetra is good to go.
Our medium secret is Vanilla. It's 30.
Leslie finds a lucky bomb hole there. He does receive assistance with crossing from the old man, but not much else.
And of course, because of the low number of keys, he was hoping to find a way around these key doors, but no luck. And Wandering Keeper says in chat means the next dungeon item for Tetra will be the red ring. It would not surprise me, because it does tend to happen a lot. You buy Blue Ring, and then, well, you know, there's the red.
It's sort of like when you amass that collection of keys, and then the next thing you find is that's just the game being cruel.
Oh, yeah. But usually, though, as soon as you start getting a lot of keys, you expect to find it. Oh, and we got a Raft in level 6. That is an important item to find. So that opens up Vanilla 4 location. And I believe that means Leslie now has the ability to get to every dungeon.
It seems so. Leslie is looking for the silver arrows and the ladder, which is not required, but as far as important items are concerned, I'd probably put those two up there. The silver arrows are definitely required.
It looks like ladder might be required, though, because I think we saw a ladder block to get to the Triforce in 5.
Oh, that's correct.
And Tetra found level 1. I didn't see where she went, so I'm not sure where it was.
Yeah, I've been watching Leslie's screen, so once Tetra walks out of the dungeon, we will see where that is. Chat telling us it's in Vanilla 8 location. Thank you, chat.
And of course, Tetra finding lots of keys while she has the any key. That's the way it works. And Tetra has the candle, which I missed her buying. And there's the Triforce in 1. That's how she was able to get there. And Leslie, of course, has not bought the candle.
I think Tetra's had the blue candle for a minute. Both of them picking up simultaneous Triforces, but Tetra going back into.
There are 3 items total in this dungeon, so it's well worth the dig, and it's usually one of the smaller dungeons, so it's not a dungeon that's really worth leaving any items behind it unless you already have everything you need.
We're about to confirm our white sword item up here, which is a heart container.
And thank you, Cyberchild. Apparently our second item in 6 was also a heart container. And there, I think that was the silver arrows for Tetra in level 1.
Yes, that's exactly what we saw. It's exciting for Tetra, who just needs the raft now to progress into every dungeon. And Leslie is making their way over to level 4, which we know contains the any key and the power. So that will be quite a relief. And
name that ink blot.
Indeed. What do we have in level 1?
To me, that looks like some Tetris pieces that didn't get put together properly. And Leslie, of course, is in level 4, which we know has both the power bracelet, which isn't required, and the any key, which will be a big help because we are already key blocked in at least one other dungeon. So hopefully he finds them pretty quick.
Hopefully it's a quick pickup here. And you know, thinking back on level 4, maybe it looks like Italy. I'm having a hard time discerning exactly what that shape is, but you know what? That's half the fun.
Was that the red ring on the floor in level 1?
Indeed was. Tetra's sprite has definitely changed.
So she bought wood arrows, bought blue ring, and goes into level 1 and finds both silver arrows and red. As our friend LOZ Cardsand would say, the game knows.
The game knows and the game does not forgive.
So level 1 was a nice find. You have silver arrows, you got the red candle, or not red candle, red ring, and then there's just an extra heart container as well.
And I think Ted is the first of the runners to make it into level 2, which we found is level 9.
Of course it's going to be level 9 with that kind of protection from the enemy. And thank you 7-8 for getting the links in chat. For those that are looking, you can click on those links to get to our Discord, as well as the Speed Gaming channel, Z1R page for schedule. I don't think we have the full schedule posted in here.
Leslie Bird picks up the N key out of level 4, so it's a great find. No more digging for keys necessary. Tetra grabs it.
And now it looks like Tetra is probably going to go check the white sword item and then go into Vanilla 5, which we know was 6. And to answer this question in chat, Cyberchild X asks, was 9 at Vanilla 2? Yes, level 9 was at Vanilla.
different question in chat. Who's ahead at the moment? It's hard to say. Both runners are at a pretty good spot. Each has an item that is required in order to get to the end of the game. So it's really anyone's race. Tetra heads into level 6. We saw Leslie in here earlier. So hopefully Tetra will come out of here with Raft to get to vanilla level 4.
And I'm seeing if we can get a mod to post a link to the Z1R schedule. I didn't realize you have to be a mod to post the link here, but I tried to post it, but we'll try and get you the schedule link that you can see all games that are coming up, whether they're being restreamed or not. And Fury is telling me the link is right, so yeah, that's just the ones restreamed here. Thank you, Mr. Broadstone.
Leslie probably was the first of our runners to make it into level 8. Again, we're looking for 3 items here. And then encounters a shoot room right off the bat. Bad luck.
And I did not catch where level 8 was. But it looks like we got... at least we got a way that we can go in this. And Chad is saying level 8 was at vanilla 4. So Raft required to get...
Yep, so Tetra might not be too far behind, given that they are in level 6, which is where the raft is located. But Leslie just got there first in terms of travel, so we'll see what we can find in here. Ooh. Leslie finds a room full of fires, and the lag is...
And
Never a
unfortunately, it
fun
didn't
room.
turn out that it was minus 2 HP, since they're not dying to one sword.
All that for $5.
Leslie does have to be careful, though. He's on half a heart.
It looks like the red dark nuts rolled up as well. I don't think we've really seen anything that rolled down.
That was nice work by Leslie to clear that room without taking any damage. An SU room with no ladder and dark nuts is not always that. And walks into a Chevy room with dark nuts that he can't kill all of them because he doesn't have ladder or doesn't have beams either.
Ted encounters a room of likes and hopes that there's an item in here, so we shall see, but if I remember correctly... yeah, nothing over here.
And these Dark Nuts are not letting Leslie through without killing them. Which is always fun, because it's like, really, I don't even need to kill anything in this room, but you're making me.
And level 6 over on Tetra's side, I'm not sure if we played this one yet. Name that ink blot for that.
I would say that's a crooked number 2.
That dinosaur with the long head, I like to imagine that that is one specific individual dinosaur who just had a really long head.
And here's another opportunity. Name that ink bot a level 8. And we find the bomb upgrade right after at 89. That's a cheap price, and I think we got max bombs. I think that was plus 6.
Oh yeah, that is a nice find for Leslie.
And meanwhile, Tetra grabs her Raft. Now let's see what Leslie finds. 1. That can be a big help. It does the same damage as White Sword. But if you pick up the book, it will now spit fire.
The level 8, I was seeing a creeper face in there before, but it kind of looks like a creeper face that's been Thanos snapped, so I don't know if that says anything about me or about the creeper.
To me, that level 8 reminds me of Vanilla 6, but stretched out a little bit. I think it's Vanilla 6 that has that similar type of shape.
I think you are correct. The Vanilla Dragon, or that's what they tell me in the manual. So a heart container on the floor for Tetra in level 6.
Oh, double TKO. Killing the Aqua Menace right as the last fireball kills him. That's just a
That's never a fun time. Tetra is the first to head over to Spectacle Rock, where we should find level 3, and yes, indeed we do. So let's see what wonders abound. Three. Name that ink blot.
I'm going to have to go with 7-8 time on this one. That's a cactus. And there's our Triforce guarded by a Gleeok. Only a 2-headed Gleeok this time. But that opens the door and Tetra's going to keep searching this dungeon. Not sure what else Tetra needs that she's still searching. Probably ladder. Oh yeah, neither runner has ladder, so yeah. Still looking for ladder.
There's a pretty good chance it's in 3 since this is the first time they've ventured in, but let's see what happens.
There's that shoot room on Leslie's side. I think that's the one that we saw right next to start.
I believe you are correct. We did find the Lionels in level 3. Believe it or not, they are not happy.
And that's always fun. You got plus HP Tektites. They do not go down with a single white sword swipe. And there's the last.
Tetra's probably feeling pretty good right now, finding the ladder in level 3.
that should put Tetra in Triforce and Go mode. Grab the Triforce out of the dungeons and just keep going. So she has bow, she has silver arrows, she's got the ladder now, and she has Recorder and Raft.
Still has to go pick up 2, 5, and 8. So a quick dash to the nearest dungeon.
And I would guess, based on the direction she's going to level 2 first. Because that's over at Vanilla 6. And meanwhile, Leslie is still digging through level 8. I'm not sure if we saw the Triforce location yet. So I'm not sure if he's still looking for the Triforce or if he's looking for other items as well.
Leslie's got to be very careful here with this Gleeok.
And for anybody just joining, this is the first race in the tournament, in the bracket round of the tournament. They are actually doing both race 1 and 2 of their best of 3 tonight. This, of course, is still race 1, but they will be doing race 2 following this one.
Leslie takes a death to that Gleeok and hits right back into level 8. With 3 items still on the line, it's really a hard thing to pass up, so definitely the play makes sense.
And I do have to agree with 7-8 time here. Red Ring is letting Tetra run away here. She's able to tank the damage on these blue Dark Nuts, which makes it easier to kill them, since you're not having to constantly try to avoid getting hit by them.
And it's not very fun combat, but if you take it slow, you can get through it. The red ring actually offers, basically turns 1 heart worth of health into 4 hearts, so it's a massive advantage for any runner. If you're already in go mode, you might not want to spend the time digging for it, but if you come across it in your travels, it's a good thing.
And to answer the question by Liminality Carb, yes, those are Link's Awakening sprites that Tetra uses. It's a custom sprite set that she has for herself. And I do believe they are Dark Nuts.
Tetra's still just digging in 2 for the Triforce here. While we have a moment, also want to give a quick shout out to our tracker tonight, the Alan Heffley, for doing just a great picking all these items up. It is tough to keep track of 2 screens at once when you've got audio for one, so thank you very much for joining us tonight on the And it looks like the command doesn't have it, but make sure you get in there and you give Gary and Old Wolf a follow as well. I'm only seeing my name, and that is not how we want it to be, so make sure you give our runners both a follow, Tetrally and Leslie Pro 04 in the chat.
And smart of Leslie here using the power bracelet to be able to quick travel through the overworld instead of having to make it through some of those screens that can be tough to get.
Tetra picks up another heart and could be on the cusp of potentially opting for the magical sword, but it's unlikely that we'll see either runner attempt it. But if you have enough heart and you're up in the air, small possibility.
If Tetra had happened to get a second heart container coming out of here, she might go check magical sword since she is at Vanilla 6. And JSR, I was just thinking the same thing. Was that the red candle she picked up on the floor?
All right, Leslie Pro is heading into level 1. We'll be very thankful for the finds in here. We know the silver arrows and the red ring.
Yeah, it's just a matter of will he find... I think they were near the Triforce, but it's just a matter of will he find them. Because I assume he's still searching because he doesn't have ladder. And both of them were items that were laying on the floor, so... Because if I remember right, the staircase item was the heart.
I believe you are correct. Unfortunately, won't find the ladder until they head up to level 9 Sparkle Rock location, where level 3 is located. But in the meantime, you won't mind picking up that red ring.
I always love that community hint. Aquamenus awaits with the Triforce. Thank you, game. And there's the silver arrows for Leslie.
When you're at 52 minutes into the race and you haven't found all the items that you need, you start to really hope that the next thing you find is useful, because you're basically bleeding time.
Oh yeah, at this point of the race, when you're 50-some minutes in and you're not into level 9 yet, I don't know about these runners, but me personally, I'd be keeping an eye on IRC, waiting for that dot done to come. But we, of course, know neither runner is into level 9 yet.
Tetra picks up the Triforce on the ground in 2. And just needs 2 more, I think, before she can enter level 9. As Leslie picks up the red ring on the floor in 1. I'm sure is happy to see that.
Oh, I'm sure he is, and yeah. Tetra now just needs level 5 and level 8. Which, of course, level 5 is located over at Recorder Lake. And level 8 was, I think, in its vanilla location, if I'm looking at my map.
Level 8?
Or I mismarked my map.
Level 8 was at the Raft spot in level 4. Level 1 was in level 8's Burned Bush location.
Okay, I had them marked backwards.
That's
is why
okay.
it's a good
I
thing
won't
I
tell
wasn't
anyone.
running the speed.
Last item in here for Leslie Pro is the heart container.
So now Leslie is just looking for the Triforce out of this dungeon because he's gotten all 3 items. And meanwhile, it looks like Tetra is trying to find her way back to where the Triforce was in 5. And she has ladder now, so she can get past the ladder block.
The map also ladder blocked in 5, so until you find that, not a great time. But
And
at
that's
least you know
always lovely. One room right of the Triforce is the compass in 1. That's always a great thing. It's like, really, you couldn't just put it further away so I knew where I was going?
I also love it when you pick up the Triforce and then you find the compass once you go back in to dig the dungeon. It's just, the game.
Yeah, I like to say the compass is either going to be right next to the Triforce, or it's going to be on the opposite end of the map. That it's like, so I went all the way up here for nothing. Leslie's going into the Vanilla 2 location, only to find, oh, that's just level 9.
Nice knowledge to have, but definitely not what you're looking for now.
Yep, and it looks like Tetra has found her way through to get to the Triforce in 5, and it's guarded by an Aquamanus who's not doing a good job.
I think Tetra just needs the Triforce in 8, which we know is in the Vanilla 4 location.
Looks like she's trying to get bombs from these red whiz robes. And of course they're saying, nope, I don't want to drop you bombs. Which is always fun.
Well, at least they're good for something.
And you're right, KSR, that Aquamanus was doing his best, he just wasn't doing a good job.
That's a good point by Wed Wizwobe, is that I don't know that we've even seen a Goma or Patra, so level 9 is going to be great. As Tetra heads up to level 8, sneaks past these Wizrobes right here, and tries to find some bombs.
So it was mentioned about not many Goma and Patras. We could see them in level 9, because boss groups are shuffled, so there's no guarantee of Patras in 9. But we could have both Patras and Gomas, or we could end up with a seed without any. At least I think that's possible. And Leslie's into level 2 where we know the ladder is. Or no, that's level 3 that has the ladder. There was, I think, just the red candle in here is all we found.
Yeah, I don't know that we saw... Two might have had a heart container, I think, in addition to the red can.
But we did see a couple spots that could have been ladder blocks, though. We'll see if there was any actual ladder blocks or not, since obviously Leslie didn't get up to level 3 yet to get the ladder.
Tetra is forced to take down this Dodongo while making their way through.
And there really is a lot of dark nuts in this level too, which, when you're still looking for an item, is not something you want to see, since you know both items are floor drops.
That's exactly the time that you want to have picked up that red ring, though. So, although it's bad, it could be a lot.
And I did not see the room that had the Triforce in 2. So if I had to guess, I'm going to guess it was probably one of these Dark Nut rooms. But which one, who knows?
If 2 was the one we saw earlier with Tetra, then I believe it was this room or this shape. Leslie Pro doing a pretty cool trick there, clipping into the block in order to avoid damage by the blue dark nuts, and when they pass by, hitting them on a side that's not facing.
And it looks like he's also doing the trick of both A and B at the same time with the wand, which if you hit both at the same time, it will do the same amount of damage as the magical sword, since you have both white sword and wand.
A welcome
And yep,
sight for
there it
Leslie
was.
Pro.
As Chad is apparently trying to make everybody hungry.
Tetra gets Y-forced by that Gleeok and almost takes a death there, but very narrowly avoids it, half a heart left. Officially has picked up the final Triforce for this round and is ready to head into level 9.
Yep, and of course we know that level 9 is at Vanilla 2, so we can just use the recorder to get over to the Vanilla level 8 location if these Wizrobes let her. So now that we're heading into level 9, you want to talk about what we're looking for in level 9?
Level 9 is going to have 2 components that we'll be searching for initially. We will be listening for the Roar of Ganon, which means that we will be finding Ganon in a room adjacent to the one we are in. This can be masked by other bosses, such as Aquamentus or a Dig Dog or something like that. In addition to that, we are looking for a single shutter door that does not open after all of the enemies in the room have been defeated. So we've got the audio switched over to Tetra's side, and now we will be listening to hear that beast's roar. Like the Alan Heffley says, looking for a pig and a girl.
And one thing to note is in this flag set, because we are using shapes, if the room goes dark, we know it's Ganon. Unlike vanilla shapes, where if it goes dark, it may or may not be Ganon.
It's a small sea.
I think I like JSR's better. We're looking for a bed and a beer.
I feel like a waterbed full of beer is a very bad idea. This is one of the many staircases that we will find in level 9.
Yeah, unless we have a rare segmented level 9, we have 6 connecting staircases plus the 2 item staircases for a total of 14 spots that have a staircase. And of course, if we do get the rare segmented level 9, then we can have even more staircases.
And that would just be a bad time for everyone. I think we found where all the Lionels are meeting up this time. I think we hear it. Tetra
And there's
finds
the
a
compass, too.
very lucky pickup there, absolutely. The compass is going to tell Tetra where Zelda is located, and after, I believe, finding Ganon's room adjacent to the one directly east of here. That is a very fortunate find.
And as LOZ Card10 would say, here's Ganon. So with the white sword, we're looking for, I believe it's 7 hits, might be 8 hits with the white sword, and then a silver arrow hit to kill.
I think it's 8 total, and Ganon is subject to the HP roll, but Tetra takes down with ease and now just has to make their way over to. So get the GGs in chat, get the single G in chat. We still have the Ganon and the girl, so we only get one. We do have bacon. Let's see how much 9 decides to be difficult for us.
And we cannot get to Zelda from the top, it looks like, unless there's another room in between that I'm not realizing. Did Leslie get his ladder out of 3? It looks like he's leaving. I've been concentrating on Tetra, so I didn't catch if he got the ladder.
I also have been looking at Tetra's screen. We shall see if Leslie picked that up next time they menu.
And so far, every direction we've tried, Zelda cannot be accessed. Sooner or later, we're going to find a way.
Bad luck for Tetra, can't enter from the bottom either. So looking for a transport staircase or something to take them over to the right of the room.
And it looks like Leslie did indeed find the ladder, because he just went across a moat.
Ooh, bomb to the right is hopeful. We see a door down.
This should be the way in, because I think all the other 3 tries didn't work. So with that, door opens, and this should be Zelda. So everybody get your GGs out in chat for Tetra Lee, who finishes with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 44 seconds.
Fantastic job to Tetra Lee. We're taking the audio back over to Leslie Pro, who is making their way through the dungeons to find the Triforce in 8, as they are officially in go mode.
Yep, only thing Leslie needs is Triforce out of here and a Triforce out of 5. And there's our confirmation. The recorder indeed was Prince Ali from I believe this Gleeok here is the one with the Triforce.
You are correct. So Leslie is going to go with full health, hopefully, to level 5. In the vanilla level 7 location, and then head over onto level 2, where we know is the location of level 9.
Assuming these Wizards let Leslie out of this level. And he still needs level 5's Triforce, so he's got to go over to Recorder Lake first.
Question in chat, are we getting an interview or waiting until the second race? I believe that the setup is to wait until after the second race to get an interview with these runners, give them some time to prepare for the second race after this one, and then we'll get them here in chat.
And now Leslie's in 5, having to find his way around to get to the Triforce, because if I remember right, Triforce was down near the bottom of the...
I believe you're correct, and we know that it was ladder blocked. Thankfully, Leslie has a huge advantage here as well for exploration in terms of having that +6 bomb. It's a really nice roll. So hopefully digging through here shouldn't be too much of an issue.
To answer the question in chat, is there a reason to finish the seed? Are they obligated to? No, they don't have to finish the seed. I don't believe that since it's single elimination, their time really doesn't matter. So it's just a matter of feeling if you feel like finishing the seed or not. Which a lot of runners will finish the seed unless they feel they're really, really far behind.
Leslie picks up the compass and makes her way over to the Triforce.
And now it's a matter of finding his way to that room. I believe Tetra had the same problem, having to go all the way around. I think BB Livid in chat is right. It was foreshadowing for the prince.
Oh, absolutely. Wrapping around the entire dungeon just to get to where you need to go. Or just around one room. That map kind of looks like a smushed Pole's voice, I think. It's the Aquamentus trying his best.
Yep. And that's the 8th Triforce for Leslie, so now he can go to level 9. And the disadvantage of doing Recorder Lake Blast, you have to leave the screen before you can actually use the recorder.
I think
actually, 1991 Relax, what you're hearing is actually the Aquamentus that was in the Triforce ring. I don't know if it's a glitch in the original game or not, but anytime you take the Triforce out of a room with a boss when it was just sitting on the floor, that will happen. but it will not affect level 9 because as soon as you go into another cave, it will have go, as JSR just said.
We have no problems once we actually get into the dungeon.
So if a runner really wanted to, they can get rid of that sound by just going right back into the dungeon and then leave. But most don't bother because that's time wasting.
Yeah, if anything, maybe a little annoying, but not worth the lost time.
And Leslie gets past the Wizrobes, only losing 1 heart. But now he is into level 9 and looking for both Ganon and Zelda. And making the choice a lot of people make of making that right turn when you walk into 9. Some people say you should always go right, others will go a different direction. Nice kill of the manhandler there to get the bombs. I didn't think it was going to work, but it must have just barely been there.
That always feels good when you get that clean bomb right on the manhandle. I'm imagining a Hyrule kind of like Middle-earth, except instead of the Eye of Sauron, you just have the roar of Ganon following you all over. I don't think that's a really great mod for the game, though. Probably a bad idea.
And I don't remember quite where Ganon was on the map. So, it'll be interesting to see when we find.
I think we're in the vicinity.
That's what I was thinking. I do know there was a diamond staircase with a key door that went up.
So we'll see where the staircase takes Leslie.
Leslie tried to do the double clip, but didn't quite get it. Which, double clip is a hard clip to do because you're doing both a reverse clip and a regular walk clip, one in succession after the other.
Oh yeah, I give it about 2 tries and then I just walk around because at that point it's a waste of my time. 2 blue Inmos, not a great enemy to run into there, but Leslie is chock full of hearts, so should be no issue.
That's the worst way to find them when you're coming in from the left side. It's like you walk in the room and you get hit. It's like, oh, joy. At least with Wizrobes on the overworld, the enemies aren't that bad.
Yeah, the dungeon combat is far friendlier when all that extra difficult stuff is out on the overworld.
There's the blue boomerang in level 9. That's a
Just
shame.
what you want to see.
That's the better boomerang.
Leslie clips into the staircase, finds a transport, and goes to the northeast side of the...
Which he doesn't know it yet, but that's the worst area to go to because it's the wrong region. And
Ooh, finds a room with no bombable.
So hopefully, Leslie will either find his way back over to the area where Ganon is, or find a staircase that takes him back to that area. Because right now he's in the wrong part of now. But I believe he should be somewhat close to where Zelda ended up being.
Yeah, Zelda was in the southeast corner of the map. Hopefully it doesn't. Okay, this looks a little bit more correct. So we'll see where Leslie ends up finding Ganon.
And unfortunately, because we're on community hints, there won't be a hint telling you, hey, you need to go the
Alright, so we do hear the roar.
So this was not the staircase that Tetra originally heard the roar from. Oh, she's coming in from the right side. That means he is. That means he's missing the compass.
Ooh, that is correct.
Ooh, that's not good. Takes a death to Ganon. Could not seem to find Ganon.
Leslie takes on the blue Lionels and is hoping to progress through here to find a quicker way to Ganon.
I think this Land Molar room was the staircase that he might have taken to end up over by where Ganon ended up being.
I think you're correct. So let's see. It looks like Leslie's definitely on track to do that same trick.
And another thing to mention, people are talking about in chat about what they would have done. It's also possible that Leslie does not have IRC open and doesn't know that Tetra finished. Because there are some runners that will run with IRC minimized so that they don't know that somebody else is already done.
So this should be it then. Head north and then west twice, if I remember correctly, and we'll get to... Leslie says, no, I do not want to tell you a bedtime story. Not a bad call. Screen up on some hearts.
And once again, here's Ganon. Hopefully this time he can find the stun. There's one hit. Two hits.
Ooh.
Oh.
Take the hug from Ganon. Goes down one more time.
And obviously does not have any potions, and I don't think he ever grabbed the letter, so it's not like he can go buy any.
I think hoping to pick up some health also from these enemies, which is really honestly a good call. That fairy right there is pretty charitable, so that's. But you prepare yourself as well as you can going into the fight. Hope he doesn't hit you too hard.
Yep, and one thing to note is you can get a guaranteed fairy if you kill 16 in a row without getting hit. So that might have been what that fairy was. I wasn't counting, so I don't know if he did or not. If he would just go left here instead of going up, he might be able to find the compass, but he's not going. Wonder if maybe he's hoping to find a heart container.
It's very possible.
Or maybe not. Maybe he just forgot which way he needed to go.
Alright, once more into the fray. 8 hits to take down Ganon, and then a shot with the silver.
Can only take one more Hyrule driver here. Ooh, I think he might have the stun lock now.
Nice
There
stun
it
lock.
is.
Very excellent. Takes down Ganon, is now on a search to find Zelda. We know she's in the southeast quadrant. Hopefully, Leslie finds the compass and is able to rescue the princess.
I think if he goes down here and goes left, he'll find the compass. If I remember right, when Tetra heard the pig, she went left and found the compass. Yeah, there.
There we go.
And does the update to go back to start? I guess he believes he can get there quicker from. We'll see if that's true. And nope, no bomb wall to get there. Oh, but one does open going down.
We know we have to approach Zelda's room from the right. So maybe this results in a more roundabout way, but I think that Leslie might have to go back up.
Yep, second bomb hole didn't open, still can't go this way. So going left from start was a dead end, basically. These bomb holes are not opening.
Leslie, at this point, just how the heck do you get over there? Absolutely right. This is a trolley path to get to the princess.
I'd be taking that bomb hole to the left, trying to get there from there. Of course, we know that won't be the right way, but it might allow a way to get there. Ooh, but we can bomb down. And that allows us to have a path going down, which I think this was along the path that Tetra took.
I think Tetra tried this and then ended up having to go up and right in.
Here's where he's going to get the bad news that nope, you can't get in from the bottom. And no, you can't bomb that way, so yep, gotta go around. Got one bomb left, so he's hoping that he can make the right call here. And bomb in the correct.
So close to the end. I can't even imagine how frustrating this must be.
And bomb hole opens. I think this was the path.
I believe you are correct.
So everybody get your GGs out and check. This looks like he's gonna get the correct path here to finish this. And he rescues Zelda with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 46 seconds. GG to Leslie Pro and Tetra.
GG to both our runners, who will be coming back shortly for their back-to-back matches. So you will see another race by these two immediately following this one.
That's right. But I will be stepping out of the commentary booth for this one. Threech, I believe you're in commentary for the next race as well, correct?
They've got me for another one, so strap in, kids. I hope you're all ready. Gary and Old Wolf, thank you so much for joining. Everyone, please give Garion and our runners, Tetra and Leslie Pro 04, our tracker, the Alan Heffley, a follow on Twitch. It doesn't take much effort, and I'm sure they all appreciate it. So, yeah, thanks for being co-commentary with me.
Thank you, and make sure everybody gives Threech a follow as well. She's done a great job with the commentary, and I'm sure she'll do good for the next one. So with that, I will be stepping out. Good luck to the runners and commentary and everybody else.
We'll see you all soon.